Hi, this is Nikita and thank you for watching this video. Today I'm gonna meet Alon, who has a very wide experience. He was a software developer, entrepreneur, and currently he is an engineering team lead at Wix. We are going to talk about one of his latest startups that he founded. Alon will share with us his story. He will give some piece of advice, for example, on how to approach giant companies like AOL, Snapchat, Fox, and how to benefit from the gained skills and apply them in the future career. Thank you, and let's start. Yeah, hi Alon, nice
Hey.
to meet you.
How are you?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm good.
How's your morning?
It was good. We took some coffee here and like a Razor Danish here in Mesa Geyser. It was amazing. I'm a coffee guy, so I have a lot of energy to talk today. How are you?
I'm good. Actually, I'm very sorry for making this morning going this way, because just for our listeners to know that we met Alon today. We wanted to start recording at 11, but on the way to the place, I just found out that I forgot the SD card for the camera. So I asked Alon to wait. Luckily we had a coffee place here, so Alon waited us for 40 minutes, something like that. I had to return back home to take the SD card and to return back here.
Yeah, no problem. I like drinking my coffee, and I read a little bit about Facebook new AI releases. So
Yeah,
it was nice morning for me also. So don't worry about it.
we had some fun. So let's maybe switch to try to start our interview. I will ask you several questions about yourself, how you started your career, and we will continue from there. Okay?
Sure.
Yeah. Okay, let's start.
Let's start.
Nice to meet you. Can you please tell us a few words about yourself, about your career path? What does make your life interesting?
Yeah, sure. Hi, nice to meet you. My name is Alon Levy. Currently, I'm an engineering manager at Wix. I'm leading a group of 15 engineers at Wix in the R&D of Wix, usually backend code.
Mm-hmm.
And I have around 20 years of experience in the industry. I was born in Jerusalem, and I started as a support in the IRS of Israel.
Wow.
And when I was a student in the university over there, and later on I started to program, and my career started in a big company of Amdocs, and then I did few entrepreneurship projects, and left Amdocs for 1 year to try to do something on my own. That was my basically first real attempt to do a startup, and then I started working for a company named Kenshu. Today the name of them is Sky. They changed the name recently. And my big attempt for startup was 4 years of trying to build a MoveMix, which we'll probably discuss later.
Sure.
That's it. I'm living in Tel Aviv for the last 16 years. Recently married to Daria, amazing Daria, and that's it.
Yeah.
A little bit about myself.
Yeah, great. It's interesting path. So, and I wanted to stop maybe on your, not last, but I mean latest project that you did, the startup with videos. Can you please tell us a bit about this project? How did you came up with this idea?
Okay, so my inspiration was basically an advertisement that I saw on TV for the satellite company here named Yes. They had an advertisement of taking small parts of videos and combine it together to an advertisement. The videos were taken from different TV shows, and it was on the soundtrack of I Just Called to Say I Love You. I will not sing it right now. You probably can find this advertisement later on, right? So I said to myself, oh my God, that's so cool. What if I can build some tool that people insert any text that they want to say, and I will take this mix and build it for them, and then we share it with the world. So that was, I don't know, I think it was 10 years ago or 11 years ago or something like that. And at the time, I think most of the people sent to each other stickers, like emojis and smileys and stuff like that. And it just started with the GIFs, GIF images, like motion images, right?
Yeah.
And I said to myself, oh, that will be cool. Everybody would like to send to one another some videos about how are you, where are you, my friend, blah, happy birthday, stuff like that. So I started to do some research because I was working back then full time, like for Kensho, like I said. And I did on my spare time some research how to do it automatically. So that was the inspiration was from a TV commercial. Right?
TV commercial.
Yes.
It wasn't, as you said, it wasn't your first project, but it was the first one you took so kind of seriously, right? You thought that it can be...
Yeah, it was, no, it was, the previous project actually gave me the ability to say to myself, I can do it financially. Because I had a website that was working for a long time in South Africa. That gave me some income, right? Passive income. And I said to myself, this is another chance, maybe, to start something very big, not like a small website, like something very big. And I was dreaming big, right? I said to myself, millions of people will use it and send to each other videos. That was my dream, right?
Yeah.
And so I said to myself, okay, let's take an unpaid vacation from Kensho. So I need to say thank you to my bosses in Kensho back then. And they say, okay, no problem, you can take 3 months unpaid vacation. And let's talk in 3 months, right? And I said, amazing, I want to try this one. I want to like put some effort on it. So I found an amazing library, open source, back then, I don't know, 12 years ago or something like that, that doing what we call the speech recognition on some audio tracks. And I started to explore it a little bit and did some heuristic around it to improve the results, because back then, even Big Apple or with Siri app or whatever didn't do an amazing job with recognize your voice, right?
Great.
So in movies it's even difficult because sometimes two people are talking together, sometimes there is a buzz, there is some noise, somebody screaming in the background or something like that.
Yeah.
So it's difficult to extract the exact words from each place in the movie. So I did some heuristics and I succeeded pretty well to extract some good parts from some TV shows that I liked and movies that I liked, and then I was thinking, what should I do with the result? So
basically, it was your first MVP, right?
Yes, that was the path to the first MVP. So I built this speech recognition tool that basically take lots of movies and cut them to small pieces.
Yeah.
Right? Not just one word. Sometimes it's a phrase like "I love you" or "Where are you" or something like that. And I thought about the algorithm, how to do it, and how to. I used a little bit the subtitles files to do some heuristics on the audio, right? And then I used some video editing tools like automatically FFmpeg. There was a famous library that you can use. Then I was thinking, okay, where should I put the results? So I needed some database, and back then I went for Elasticsearch, which was, I think, the beginning of the trend of using Elasticsearch. I think 12 years ago, something like that, or 11 years ago. And I built my first MVP. I learned Angular. I built the website itself in Angular back then. And I had some thoughts about building a new social network.
with the because you wanted to integrate it your solution.
No, I had a big dream of like a social network, like building the new Facebook or something like that. That, if you look at it and at perspective of time now, it's probably a big mistake, right? But back then I was thinking, yes, I will follow you, you will create mix, I will follow you, I will like your mix, I will comment on your mix, and I will share your mix.
It's closer to Instagram now, where people share their pictures, their photos.
Yes,
and
it's closer, but on the mix of the movies, right?
Yeah.
And I will follow you, and I will. So I build all these big systems of follow person and doing some feed, right? That people like enter and see feed of the people they are following on. And
it's an expensive part.
Yes, it was technically also more sophisticated a little bit.
But before, I wanted to ask, before you got into all these details, two questions maybe here. Did you know anyone that was like doing the same thing already? For example, another startup or company, or maybe someone was already on the market that had the similar solution with the video cutting and or the feed from this video. I mean,
yeah, of course I knew Giphy and Tenor that were doing this GIF thing.
GIF things, but
right?
Not videos,
and,
right?
There was a lot of how is it called when you take an image and put some text on the image.
Yeah.
I forgot the name of that.
Sort of memes.
Memes, right? There was memes back then, right? And people doing some memes, and there was a few that doing some search engines for quotes.
Yeah, I think I remember something.
Yes,
but I think it was the moment that we all started using the social networks actively, and there were some nice features like emoji and the GIFs. Then later came out, and but I don't remember anything like what you wanted to implement.
Yes,
like the videos, all these kind of things. I think it was something new. But did you make a research that people really need this, or it was like your idea, like Steve Jobs? People still don't understand that they need it. They will understand it after we will give it to them.
I ask, of course, I ask friends and I show it to my friends. I have a lot of friends in the industry, and I consult with some friends. But I didn't do like a user research about it, like a real user research. Probably I'm around 40, 45 now, and back then I was 35. And when you're talking to your friends, it's probably the same age as you and something like that. But the real people for this, the user for this kind of apps is probably between 16 to 30 or something like that.
Yeah.
Or 12 to, I don't know, 30 or something like that. No, I didn't do any user research. I was very sure that the future will be videos, and I'm pretty sure that if people are sending each other like stickers and like smileys and stuff like that, they will send Jerry Seinfeld saying, "I love you," or Tony Soprano saying, "Where are you, my friend?" or something like that.
Oh my God. You are gorgeous. Oh my God. You are gorgeous.
So I really built this MVP, right? And then I started to ask friends, like, what do you think about it? Or what should I do better? And stuff like that. And then I talked to a very good friend of mine that was leading the R&D back then of AOL. So AOL was my first lead, basically. And I was talking to him, and he said, come and meet one of the head of products, which leading some internet TV shows in the States, right? And she was Israeli, very nice girl. And I came there and talked to them. It was on Rothschild. They had some incubator in Rothschild. And I showed her my system, right?
Yeah.
And she told me something like, that's nice, yes, come and sit here. I will give you a desk here. And you can try to improve it, and let's see in the future what will be. And I was mistakenly thinking, no, Why? Why do I need it? I'm ready right now. Let's do something with it.
Yeah.
Look, I have the technology. I have.
Let's implement it.
Let's implement it. I was so eager to go forward, right? And I think when someone like AOL said to you, come and sit in my incubator for a few months, maybe
it's already a good sign.
It's a good sign, and maybe you need to take it, right? And I was thinking to myself, no, come on. And she told me, okay, you know what? Let's do some POC. I will give you a TV show that we are creating now in the internet in AOL, and it was a TV show with Nicole Richie.
Okay.
Nicole Richie was some celebs, a friend of Paris Hilton, if you know.
No.
And she had a internet TV show back then, and they gave it to me, the materials, and I started running MoveMix on it and tried to extract some parts from it, and I built a website for them named Say It With Nicole, right? But you can basically enter some text and you get some quotes from her. And of course it doesn't work that way, because when you have, I don't know, she had maybe 20 episodes of 10 minutes.
Yeah.
So it's around 200 minutes of words. It doesn't scale to any text that you want to say. So lots of time you enter some sentence, you get empty results, right?
Yeah, so something is missing.
Something is missing, some words is missing. But as I built it and I wanted to tell her, type this and this words and these sentences, and you will see the results. And I direct her to the right path. And she told me I will show it to my manager over there, and let's talk. And from here to there, I didn't hear from them for a long time, and I started to work on my next lead, right?
Yeah. So once you had the MVP and you found someone that was ready to look at it, like AOL, but generally, what was your vision in terms of the product future? How did you see it? For example, if the presentation with AOL went well, you wanted to sell it to AOL, or you wanted to give them an opportunity to use it, or you wanted to sell it to someone else? Just what was your vision for the future, or you wanted to own it?
I wasn't that focused at that time. Maybe it was a mistake, I don't know, but I was thinking that I needed money.
Okay.
I needed some investment. I need to improve it. Of course, I was not a designer back then. I'm not a designer today, right? But I was not a designer. My site was looking very weird in terms of design.
It's MVP.
Yes,
still.
It's MVP, and I was a backend engineer. I was thinking about the backend, the algorithms, the data, stuff like that. And I was thinking I need some help here, but I will get the money from someone who believes in the vision. And the vision was, of course, creating videos and share it with the world, right?
Yeah.
And if I can do it on the AOL data, that's amazing. If AOL will open doors for me in the studios, and because the main problem with this startup was copyrights.
Copyright. Yeah.
Right? And every investor that I met, the minute that we talked about it, he said, "What about copyrights?" And back then, there was no specific solution for copyrights for short video clips, right? You have some kind of pricing on if you want to take, I don't know, to show to your company 500 people the movie Star Trek. There is a price. Maybe you can pay, I don't know, $1,000, $200, whatever. But for small parts, like
2 seconds,
2 seconds for a specific user, and maybe share it with his friends, and there will be, I don't know, 5,000 views on it. There is no some
Regulation?
pricing for that, right?
But did you know if there were sort of regulations for that?
There was no regulation. There is some organizations that gather the copyrights for artists and stuff like that in the world, but there was no specific pricing for that. And I was thinking that also that I don't have the power to pay it, right? I don't have the money to pay it, right? Even if they will charge me, I don't know, 2 cents or 5 cents for every second, it will be very pricey to open it to the world, right? So I need some other business models. So I thought about other business models, how to monetize it a little bit, and maybe suggest to the studios some other deals, right?
But two questions here. You mentioned that you were trying to find some investors, right?
Yes.
So you reached someone personally, or it was like fundraising that you're trying to...
I basically wrote an executive summary. You know, it's a one-pager with all the details about my product, how to monetize, how I think we should monetize it, what my advantage are, what is the product itself, and then there was, I think, something called Eden Shochat list of investors or angels or whatever. And it was, I think, a list of Excel or something like that, share around the Israeli industry.
Yeah.
And I started wrote to some angels. Some of them, of course, answered. Some of them didn't answer me. Some of them were setting meetings with me, and I was doing some talks with them, right? Most of them, like I told you, told me about this copyright thing. And others said, I don't believe in the idea, right? It will be raising up like crazy, but then it will fall down after a year or two, right? People say there is trends and stuff like that. And it didn't matter to them when I told him, for example, that Tenor was sold to Google for $150 million or something like that, which is crazy amount, right?
Okay, yeah.
And Tenor was also a GIF search engine, right? And so I tried, and AOL was a path to some direction to copyrights owners, right? A big company own a lot of videos and maybe can open some
So they
bridge.
knew what to do with it, potentially.
Yes. Potentially they can solve these copyrights issues, right?
Yeah, they can.
It's like talking to Netflix today, right? If you're
right.
talking to Netflix, you have all the data that you need. You don't need to do anything with
they
copyrights.
Probably know what to do with copywriting.
Yes.
Yeah.
No, they own the data. They own the...
Yeah, I think most likely they own it.
Yes, but there is also big questions like if I'm a small user, can I use it to advertise my own business?
Yeah,
For example, I will take Brad Pitt and say, this is an amazing place, and then they will see my sign or whatever.
Yeah, with the cafe, yeah.
My coffee place or whatever. So, is that okay? I can use it. I can use Brad Pitt to advertise my place with this kind of system, right?
Nice point.
That's a good question. I don't know. Like also, there was no correct answer. Probably not. You cannot use him to advertise your small business, right?
Did you try to talk to lawyer, maybe potentially?
Yes, for sure. First of all, I talked to lawyers about writing some patent on my way how to do this mix and how to do this short videos and cutting it and putting it in some databases and stuff like that. So that was a success, basically, because currently today I have a patent in the States for the way how to do this mix and stuff like that.
Great.
Which is pretty impressive for a young person. It cost me a lot of money, but I wrote it, and I have a patent in the States, and that's fine.
It sounds great, actually.
Yes.
Yeah.
And the other way, of course, it's asking them about these copyright issues. So my lawyer said to me that someone is working in his firm had some professor in the state that is an expert for copyrights. And he is willing to write me some reference that I don't have any copyright issues because it's a small part of the movie, and because I mix it with other movies, I do it in a mashup. So I don't need this copyrights approval, and he will write me this reference, and he has a very respectful name in the state regarding copyrights. But then I ask him, listen, but what, it will help me with something? Or these big companies like worth billions of dollars, right? Like, I don't know, HBO and ShowTime and stuff like that, they will not be able to sue me? No, they will sue you. For sure, they will sue you. But then you will have this reference from the professor, and they will say, you can say to the court, I did it with a good heart. I checked that I'm not violating any copyrights. And then maybe the judge will say, okay, so stop doing it, or stop. And how much should I pay for lawyers and stuff like that to represent me? And so I said to myself, that's a big risk, right?
That you don't want to take.
That I need to pay to some professor, I don't know, $5,000 for this reference.
Yes.
And then I will go full time and I publish it to the world. I also need money for marketing, but put it aside, right? But let's say that I have the money for marketing and I will publish it to the world. I have an amazing app and Netflix will sue me, right? What should we do? Like, this is a monster that's suing you, right?
Yeah.
So that's something that you need to consider. So I tried to solve it through lawyers. It didn't work. And I thought I need to access directly to the content right owners, to the studios.
Yeah, that sounds like it's eliminating the issues with the copywriting.
Yes. So I was thinking to myself, they are working with Giphy. I was in touch with Giphy back then. I talked to the chief marketing officer over there. They were a small startup back then. Today, they belong to Facebook. They were bought in the price of $400 million, right?
Wow, that's a great amount.
Yeah, and then Giphy told me something like, we work with the studios. We solve the copyrights issues by working with the studios. The studios understand that if something happened to in their show, or in the TV show, in the movie, they want to create a GIF for you to share it because it's helped them to promote this show, to promote the actors, to promote this movie, right? If you have, I don't know, Madonna and Britney Spears kissing in the Oscar ceremony, I don't know, what was it?
Yeah, I remember.
Yes. You take this GIF and you cut it and put it in Giphy and people like search for it and share it with their friends and stuff like that. That helping
the rating
go up, right? So the studio, I was believing that the studio will love my product and to say to themselves, that's another tool for raising up the rating, raising up the advertisement, and making more money, right?
Yeah.
So I was thinking, how should I approach these studios? Right?
So yeah, what was your way?
So back then, I already had a new app that I created. I like put aside this all social network thing. I'm not building the new Facebook. I'm not building the new Twitter. I'm not building the new Instagram. I'm building a tool for people to share on Facebook, to share on Instagram, to share on Twitter, right? I'm not building the next social network because you don't need so many social network. They are already exist. You need maybe a tool to export some movies to these social networks. So I build an app. I learn React Native and I improve a little bit the backend, and I build an app that you can see today. It's in currently it's not in the App Store anymore, but it's in Play Store, and you can download it. And And I built an app, and I had an app that basically doing the video editing itself, not on the server side, but on the mobile app itself, right? Using the CPU of the mobile.
Okay.
And back then I had this app, and I was so proud of it, and I said to myself, okay, this is another way to go, and let's start meeting with this copyright owner. And I had a luck that there is a big organization here in Israel named Keshet, which is the channel 12 today in Israel. And Keshet has a big organization. It's the most successful channel in Israel. They have a big organization that actually sell abroad some TV shows and some...
that were produced in Israel.
That were produced in Israel, yes. And it's called Keshet International. And they had a conference here in Israel, in Jerusalem. And the conference contains like 4 CEOs.
Wow.
The CEO of Fox, the CEO of ShowTime, the CEO of HBO, and the CEO of Turner.
Basically, everyone you need.
Basically, I need to talk to them.
Yeah.
Okay?
Somehow you need to reach them.
Somehow. And there is a conference, and they are coming to talk in the conference, right?
Okay.
And there was another guy that basically ran the TV department in Snapchat.
Wow.
And I said to myself, I also need to talk to him. I have to talk to him. And I was like a t-shirt guy, but I put my, my collar shirt and stuff like that, dressed nice, and went to Jerusalem for 2 days. And I said to myself, I have to find them. I have to talk to them. Don't be shy. Go with your card, with your phone, show them the app. They will love it, right? And then I went directly to the guy with Snapchat. I think I was one of the first guys inside the conference, sitting, drinking coffee. And then he crossed by me like that and sit and drink his coffee in another table. And I said to myself, my God, this is my time. Now it's my time, right? I need to go and talk to him. And I said to him, I went like to his desk and said, hi, Sean Mills, I think was his name. And my name is Alon. I'm a startup owner. I wrote an app that basically turned any text that you want to say to a video using clips and video and movie clips, right? And he said, really? So I said, can I show it to you? And he said, sure. So I opened my phone and I show it to him, and he like doing some search and playing stuff and like smiling. And then I said to him, listen, you can add your own selfie to the mix, right? And he took a selfie, right, in my phone and like saying something. And then he said, oh, that's nice. That's very nice what you did. And I said, yes, it's a one-man show. It's only me. Maybe we can do something together, Snapchat and me. And later I was thinking like Snapchat is like, I don't know, $15 billion company back then, right? Something like that. Like.
Yeah, but still, why not?
Yeah. And he said, yeah, sure. So I have your card. I will write you something like that. And that was my first lead from this conference. And then I was so successful, like I said to myself, oh my God, he liked it, he did a selfie. That's amazing, I'm gonna work with Snapchat, like stuff like that. You are dreaming big.
Yeah, sure.
And then you have another 4 CEOs to talk with, right? And I said to myself, I'm going to talk to them. And I went to the first one after a few hours, and then he said, oh, really? Here's my assistant here, she will talk to you, okay? So he ditched me to his assistant, and she said, She said like an American polite girl. She said, yes, sure, maybe we'll do something. That was, I put it aside.
What? Who was it? One more time.
It was like, I think...
it was Fox, you said? Or?
CEO of Fox, for example. And I went to the CEO of Turner back then. I think his name was Mr. Riley. And I said, Mr. Riley, I have an app. And he said, listen, I'm too busy today. Come to me tomorrow. I promise I will give you 5 minutes. I said, okay. So he ditched me also. So I started to approach the HBO CEO back then, and immediately someone noticed me, like, and she took me aside and said, "No, you cannot talk to him.
Okay.
You cannot talk to him," and put me aside and said, "Go to David, he's the head of drama, maybe try to talk to him."
Okay.
So I went to this David and I talked to him, and also nothing happened there. So I felt it, right? That there is no interest of doing anything. So in the conference, I tried to talk to these CEOs, and eventually, only on the second day, this Mr. Riley from Turner, I got a 5 minutes with him. And he said to me, "Oh my God, that's amazing." And he called his assistant and said, "Take this card, I want to talk to him. This is maybe the only card that I will save from this conference." And you hear this stuff from Turner. Turner has TNT and TBS channels in the
so
States.
they're huge.
And they have a lot of TV shows back then. And I said to myself, my God, the CEO of Turner just loved my idea, right? And I think 2 hours later, I was getting an email from his assistant. "Hey, Alon, nice talking to you in the conference. Please send me any information that you want. Anything, I'm here to help you," right? And then I said to myself, "Oh my God, I have 2 leads. I have Snapchat. He loved my idea. He took a selfie with my phone.
Did he give you the contact of him, or
No, he took mine.
He took.
He took mine, and
Okay.
I was thinking to myself, I will be an Israeli. And, Israeli is like straightforward and stuff like that. And I said to myself, if he will not write me, I will find his email. I will find an email and I will write him.
Okay.
And he didn't write me for a week or something like that, and I wrote him. I said, "Hi, it's Alon. We met in this conference in Jerusalem. How was your trip? I hope you enjoyed Israel. You remember my startup, MoveMix. Here's a link to this executive summary. Here's a link to download the apps from the stores. Hope to hear from you very soon," something like that. And he didn't answer. So I wait for a week or something like that, and then I decided I will do something else. I will send him a mix. But in the mix, I will say to him something like, "Thank you very much for your time. I understand it's a no. Maybe we'll meet each other in the future," or something like that. So the mix was, I think, if you are not getting rejected on a daily basis, your goals are not ambitious enough. Saying by movie stars and TV shows, clips and stuff like that. And he wrote me back and he said, "I haven't given up on you yet. I will show your product to my team and let's talk later," and stuff like that. And it's like a roller coaster here, right? You like down and say, "Okay, it's out. They don't want to talk to me anymore," and then you go back on the horse and like you're up again because he's saying, "I like it.
Yeah.
I haven't given up. Maybe we can do something with it."
Yeah.
And this was the last email that I heard from him. I wrote him several times after that, and he didn't respond. And I said, "Okay, that's it. We need to put it aside. So no more Snapchat." Okay. Now I had this Turner. So Turner connect me to the innovation department over there. And you read about the innovation guys, that amazing guys, successful guys. So $20 million company here, $5 million company there, stuff like that, very experienced people. And eventually I was ending up talking to some associate, very young guy, like 25 years old, something like that. I did for him, I think, an amazing show because I took their site and built on it a Chrome extension that basically changed the search engine and searching movie clips in MoveMix, right?
Yeah.
And then I show it to him in their colors and everything. It's like, if you work with me, this is how the search engine of your site will look like. And you insert a word or a phrase and you get the movies, and you have the button say watch full episode, which maybe will drive you more viewers, right?
Yeah.
So I built an amazing presentation for him. It didn't work. They basically ditched me aside. Also, big company,
Yeah,
small guy from Tel Aviv trying to make the dream. And after that, I think I was just around the corner, was the 4th years of my trying to make it with this thing.
Yeah.
And I decided that's it. I need to stop.
I think you had a great journey. I mean, I'm listening to you here now, what you're saying. You had rounds with you talked to investors. You build your own MVP, like all alone. You talk to investors. You talk to someone from AOL. You talk to people from the biggest companies in the world, like, and I think you gained a lot from this. Like,
Yes, for sure.
a lot of experience. Like you grew mentally, you grew professionally. You learned about the industry. I mean,
For sure.
uncountable list of what you've learned there, right?
An amazing 4 years. It made me what I am today, right?
Yeah, exactly.
I learned technically lots of stuff, right? Lots of stuff, starting from building a microservice architecture, handling queues back then, RabbitMQ, Elasticsearch,
All the
React Native apps, dealing with the app stores, right? With Play and with the iOS store, and handling some stuff over there.
It's not easy, actually. I know about it.
Yes.
It's not easy to deal with all these app stores and Google stores.
Yes, translating some stuff, doing some stuff related of market listing and stuff like that. And of course, talking to investors, pitching to people, approaching people and start talking with them. It's very hard task to approach strangers.
Skill,
Yes, to approach strangers and talk to them. And I become more a product-oriented developer. I think it's a good thing for a developer to be in touch with the product, understand that we need to bring not just tech, but business values, right?
User experience.
And stuff like that. And it made me what I am today. And I think Wix took me because of that, because of this ability to be connected to the product, to be doing some innovation, doing some stuff. And Wix is an amazing company doing amazing innovations.
If someone will tell you right now, okay, Alon, I need you to do this from the beginning, from the scratch,
yes,
what would you do differently?
So my advice today is, like, first of all, bring co-founders and build the team very early at the early stage of this startup, right? Because first of all, you don't know everything. You need to bring someone that basically support you and bring other experience. I was a technical guy. I hadn't been a business development guy. I haven't been a designer or UX guy or something like that. So bring co-founders, because investors also look at the team. I think maybe it's the first place when they look for, right? If you have a good team, the ideas come second. Maybe they will pivot the idea to something else. But the team should be very strong. So team, it's number one. And why I say bring it early, because I had an ego, a big ego, when someone told me, I want to join you after 2-3 years. And I said to myself, I'm working in 3 years on that. So how should I give you like 30% or 40% of something that I work for 3 years on that? It's like, I don't know, 2 years of work, right?
Yeah, what did you do?
Yes, what did you do to become a partner here?
Yeah, why should I give you 30-40%?
So that's an ego thing also. You need to put aside your ego, because you want something successful, right?
Yes.
You want it to be, it's a good to have, I don't know, 30% of 2 billion, 5 billion, million company than 100% of zero.
Exactly.
Right?
Yeah.
So I had the ego about it. So I'm saying bring the co-founder early, but if you don't bring the co-founder early, find the right partner and skip your ego, because you want the startup to be successful, right?
Yeah, exactly.
And what else? Don't let lawyers to stop you. Sometimes lawyer can stop you, and you need to take some chances, right? And don't give up so fast and have some more drive, right?
Yeah.
And
Follow the dream.
yes, I still believe this product can succeed even today, right? Maybe today we will take more AI initiative and do the deep fake thing and do some stuff, but I think people want to share videos today, right?
Yeah, sounds like people want to do it.
Yes, and that's it, That's basically.
Can you, maybe the last word, like the last question, tell how this in the end of the day helped you to grow in Wix? Because I know that you went to Wix as a developer, right?
Yes.
And now you a leader, like you lead the team. So what skills, maybe the set of skills that help you to go through this path? Because you tried yourself as a developer in the beginning, then you've been an entrepreneur, you talked to CEOs of the one of the biggest companies in the world, and right, and you became a developer, and now you're leading the team, which is also not easy. I mean, not everyone can do this because good leader is not it's exactly someone that people want to follow.
Yes.
And what set of skills helped you to become?
So I think I was in my career, I had many opportunities to lead teams, but I chose to do more tech leads.
Mm-hmm.
I took the technical part. I want to be something that writing code. I still miss this sometimes, right? And I write some code.
For fun?
For fun, a little bit like 20% here, 30% there, right?
Yeah.
But today I'm doing more mentoring, I'm doing more growth, and I'm very connected to some products and stuff like that. And but I was always like I said, the startup part connect me a lot to the product, not just the technical part. So I was more a whole leader at that point. And there was a point in my career at Wix that I said to myself, I should lead the team right now. I should change. I need to skip the code for a while. I need to try something else. I can lead. I can teach people, and that was my switch. It was, I think, 3 years ago, something like that, and that's it. Since then, I have a very talented team right now, and I'm happy at my position right now. Although the thing of entrepreneurship and like trying and developing new stuff is always inside you, right?
Yeah.
And I'm always thinking about it.
Maybe in the future.
Yeah, maybe in the future. The people at Wix always knows me by my sentence when I say 50-50. Every time that someone has an idea and I said to him, listen, 50-50, right? 50 me, 50 you, or something like that. And they laugh at me like, I want a part of the new idea, right?
Yeah.
And basically that's it, but I'm very happy at my current position. Right.
Great. Thank you very much for coming. It was very interesting, and good luck.
Thank you.
Any initiative you would like to take, or it will be a startup, or it will be a professional career path. So yeah, I think you're great. 50, or
50,
yeah,
50,
in any case, like if something, just remember 50-50.
Sure.
Good luck.
Thank you.
Right. Thank you.
Oh my God.
You are gorgeous. Oh my God.
Oh my God. Oh my God.
You are gorgeous. gorgeous.
Gorgeous.
Gorgeous.
Gorgeous.
Oh my God.
You are gorgeous.